Boy, do I have a video for you that I'm analyzing. I actually love this video so much, I went and built a model of what's flying around in the air. This is what I believe the model looks like. But let's watch the video together. So let's get started and just watch it. Now I did stabilize this one so we could see the actual object flying. It's right here. Let's go full screen. And the way it's moving is so unique and different. Its orientation is staying exactly the same no matter what it does. That doesn't make any sense. There's no change in angle of attack or pitch, yaw, whatever. There's no changes, and the thing just flies. Oh, we don't want to get to that yet. It's amazing. And I did the pixel analysis, I did the color analysis, I did the resolution analysis. This object, I believe, is truly in this video. This is not an added object. All right, this is at 9 o'clock at night. All right, so a little bit later, the video has where it's further out. Let me just skip a little bit ahead. And we're going to see it moving. This is where it moves pretty fast. Don't worry about the streaking. That's an artifact of both the compression algorithms used in saving the video as well as the sensor. So when you're looking at the much longer wavelengths, it takes a little bit longer for the pixels to, I'll say, cool down. So there'll be some persistence in the actual pixels. But some of these ones that stay really long, that's purely just the artifact of the video compression algorithms. Now this thing starts zipping really fast. This is fast. I have no idea how fast it is in miles per hour, but it is ripping through the sky. It certainly looks like it's having fun. All right, let's get to the more closer shots. And again, in here you can see that it's due to the reflection and you could see within the contrast of the actual object. And here it is. I've zoomed in on it. Its orientation's not changing. It's staying completely flat. And that move right there, that was directed down. That couldn't have been falling as gravity because the acceleration was too fast. I don't know what the flash is. I have a theory on that. And there's you see some lights kind of pop up here and there in there. Notice it was right around the turn. It was at the turn before over here. Again, starting to turn. You see a little bit of lighting on the bottom. Okay. Now we have here what I've done. Let me tell you what I did before we let it play. So this is I had 3 videos, 3 separate clips of it flying in daylight. So that's 1 clip, 2 clip, and 3 clip on the horizontal. This second row is just me trying to get a little bit more light on it so I can see what's inside the underneath. I did some false lighting or some false colors to see if I can get more information as far as what the object structure is underneath. And then this is just the inverse, again, just to try to get more detail out of it. You can kind of see, I like right about here the best because you can see there's some very specific things underneath here. And you can see it over here. You can see this side. There's 3 things underneath, I believe. And this is during the video while it's moving all around. So you can see the orientation is not changing. This thing is flying completely flat. No banking, no pitching, no yawing, nothing. It's just flat. There's no spin either. It's flat. Let's get to this image. Okay, so there's some software out there called Auto Stacker. This is used for astrophotography. So if you want to take pictures of the moon or Jupiter, which I've done, you essentially take 1,000 pictures of it and then you put it through this software that processes it. And basically it takes every one of those images and puts it on top of each other and then does a whole bunch of averaging of the pixels. And it will discard some of the images that are either blurry or out of alignment or that just don't prescribed to the average in whole. So what you basically get out of it is an average of the best single images that you've provided the system. And that's what I got here. I took the video and I exported the video as single frames, and I think I did 500 of them, and I believe it selected about the best 50, and that's what this image here. This is the best 50 images put together in average for this image. And then what I used this for was to make this. So I actually went into CAD Fusion and 3D designed what I believe is the object. I believe it's a sphere. It's cut on the bottom. It has some sort of propulsion system in the bottom. I believe it's 3 separate, and I'm totally getting into science fiction at this point. I mean, maybe it's science fact, but for me, I don't understand how a gravity engine would work. But I'm just going to say that based on what I'm seeing here, the propulsion has to be something that's gravimetric. I don't understand how this thing could move. It's certainly not kinetic thrust, right? It's not blowing air out of something or burning chemicals, right, to move. This is something totally different. And what I believe is that it has 3, and I'll get to the reason why. I think it has 3 gimbaled gravity engines in it. And this is what allows it to move the way it does in all directions. So these can move on gimbal to provide gravity forces in any vector. This is just, I mean, it's just crazy. So yeah, when we see it flying, you know, we see it like this in the air, but really it's like this on the horizon. So it's flat to the ground. But because of where we are perspective wise, we're kind of looking up underneath of it. We're seeing up under its skirt. And when it turns, and when you see it turn, there are some moments where you can see, I believe, like if it's going to go this way, it's going like this, and you see this motor actually move to the side in which it's going to start turning, and then it turns. So let's see if we can get that right here. Let's do an in. And there it was, and there's the out. Okay. All right, that's what I'm interested in right there. Look in the small box. As it's turning, there's a movement in that light that moves towards the direction of change. And what I'm guessing, because there's no light being, this is in night vision, so there's not going to be reflection. What I'm guessing, again, this is just me just guessing. I'm just a guy in my basement just guessing at this stuff, is that the pylon or the engine that moved this way, when it changes its distance from the other pylons, maybe there's some discharge that happens between them. You know, sparking, plasma, whatever. Whatever energy system that they're using is probably pretty significant, and I wouldn't doubt that there would be some sort of ionic discharge or whatever, right? And I think that's what we're seeing here. So that gives me, and it happens here and it happens on a couple other turns. So that's what tells me that these things are moving, and when they move, they may be causing some sort of discharge. Yeah, this is a weird one. This is an absolute weird one, right? I think this is what this object looks like. It's very clearly metallic on the outside and a different color, whatever the system is, whatever the propulsion system that's underneath there is, it's very clearly a different color. It's dark, right? And that's not just shadow. It's a little bit of shadow in there, but it's dark. You could see the actual reflection in daylight. It's a different color. It's not metallic. So whatever this object, whatever is underneath here is a different material. I don't know, man. This one blows me away. I mean, completely blows me away. I would love to be able to get out to where this guy's property is and get my cameras and sensors on these objects to see if we can get some really significant detail on it. I'll include the details in a follow up in a comment where I got this video from, and if you can help me, if you know him, and I just don't have, I wasn't prepared to have him up stupidly, but if you know him, his name's Ranger something. See if you can get me in contact with him, because he's out in Georgia, and I'll take a trip out. I would absolutely take a trip out, put my full spectrum camera on it with some long lenses, run some thermal. Seems like he's got some pretty good gear on his own, but it would be good to, just get more sensors on it and just see what we can tease out of it. All right, this was a long one, but I think it was worth it. This video just blew me away. The quality of it's great, but it's great, but it's just short to be able to give me perfect detail to know absolutely 100% for sure that this is what the belly of this thing looks like. So, hope I can get more details on this. This was a fantastic one. Thanks for watching.